Okay, well, I am back again, and I am having all kinds of trouble here keeping connection, and it was mainly because here in Michigan, folks, we've had a lot of rain here lately, a whole lot of rain, and I mean it has, and lightning and thunder and wind, and we've had horrific conditions here lately, and we've had as much as 545,000 people without power, and so just so you're aware, that's kind of what's going on here. We've got a lot of stuff in turmoil around here, and a lot of work being done, a lot of repairs going on, and therefore it seems to be affecting my signal. And so we're going to try this again, start over again. And sorry about that, but there's really nothing that's out of my control. I have gotten a newer, better right now feed here because I've got a new modem put in. But we're having trouble in this area, in the central Michigan area, and therefore that's what the cause is. So I'm going to try to get this back up and running, display capture. Appreciate you coming, finding me again. I apologize, but doesn't seem to be much I can do about this right now. And we're going to get back in this right now with display capture up on me. And we're going to see this thing propel right on up off this 824 is my feeling. And it's already starting at 12:02. So thank you for coming on back over. I'm just going to put major damage to wires around our area. Damage in central Michigan. Just so you all know what's going on in and out when I'm going in and in. Periodic. Is that the word I'm looking for? Periodic. Signal loss. All right. That's all I can say right there. Thank you for being here. I see that we now have an excellent condition stream, it says. And so hopefully that is the case, and it will continue. Major storm damage here in central Michigan. Go look at one of my videos that I posted up here recently. This one right here about the storm damage. And it's pretty amazing what was going on. The lightning was just outrageous, folks. Absolutely outrageous. And I'm going to get to my channel here, and we're going to show you. I don't know what's going on in the background, all this dog noise, but that's just what happens sometimes. But yeah, go over here to my channel. And folks, I want to say thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed and who like what I'm doing, and I appreciate it very much. I'm going to go to my analytics here and see what's going on, because I want to show you how my appreciation by the number of subscribers is 136 plus, and we've had in the last 48 hours 11,464 views, and right now I'm getting close to 900 subscribers, and that really is great because obviously we get over 1,000, can start making a little bit of money for my efforts here. So I want to thank you again for being here with me, those of you that have rejoined and are coming back over. I don't know what to say about our conditions here other than we had such severe weather and trees down all over this area with this storm that blew through here, and tornadic activity, and man, blew over so many trees, and over 500,000 people in the state of Michigan without power, especially in our central Michigan area. And but right now I'm on here because I think we're at the bottom, and I think we've seen this before, this number, and we've seen much lower, because where were we on Friday? Look at there, 806, folks. So you have to be feeling very good and smile about this new resistance at 824 that we just saw. And it's over, folks. That's going to be the bottom, in my opinion, and why I decided to come up and come on now. And I want to thank you for being here, those that have subscribed and are getting, and I thank you for liking my channel and letting others know, because that's how this news gets shared about this company, and more people find out what's important about this company and that they need to know. So one of the things we're going to go to right now, folks, is, hey, morning Spartacus. Good afternoon from Portugal. Buenos tardes, mi amigo. Buenos tardes. And thank you for being here. I appreciate your being here and showing up. Let me know you're here. Thanks for liking this video. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for sharing this with other people. And I'm glad that you're here. Everyone from around the world that gets involved in here can all be profitable and successful by being here and sharing news with one another about breaking news on this great company. And as what I'm breaking news on is I think the price is at the bottom. So I've done that before. If you want to go back to one of my first videos, go back to May 17th when the price was at $5. And I was telling everybody it was at the bottom. And come on in, get in, the water's fine, I told them. And it was at that time that I was convicted to do it. I had a dedication to do it because it was being attacked ruthlessly by horrible analysts at the time. So what I want to show you now is if I go here just for a moment briefly, and this is all just to say thank you to everyone who watches my channel. And I am not a financial advisor. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I merely look at the market. I look at the charts. I watch what's going on. And look here now, 895 subscribers. And folks, we're almost to the 900 mark. Help me get to that today. Tell one of your friends or something about me and get a subscription. Let's get us over 900. We'll definitely be ringing the bell. And I did a little bit more work on the bell to get it functioning better for us so we can have it ringing nicely. And you can see over here, folks, when we go into our analytics, and Spartacus, here in this area, it's sunny. And yeah, all right, a good day. All right. Unfortunately, I cannot read behind the heart, so I have to jump over here and hit the hearts and go, thank you for letting me know that. Down there in the beautiful area he is in. And he is all the way down in Portugal, folks. Portugal. All right, you have to understand where that is. And obviously, he speaks Portuguese. And yo puedo hablar español, so yo pienso cuando yo hablar como ellos, pero comprende todo yo diga, yo pienso. Mi español es no muy fuerte, pero es cuando es necesito, yo puedo diga es que es necesito solamente. And that's it pretty much for it. My Spanish is fairly good, but I obviously could learn more, and I try to often. And every time I go into a Cancun restaurant here in our area, is one of our favorite restaurants. And I also do a shameless plug for them because they've given us some T-shirts and Cancun restaurant. I always speak Spanish with them while I'm there. I try not to speak any English at all. And I learn every time I go. And so, hey, thank you. Su Portuguese. No, Portugal. Sí, yo comprendo. Sí, yeah. That's right. The Portuguese that is here in Central South America is not the same as Portugal, right? That's what he's getting at. Anyway, so, and I understand this very much so. There are differences in language all over the place. In fact, the English that we speak in America is a far cry from the English that's spoken in England. That's for sure. They don't care too much for the way the United States and America and our society has bastardized their language. I'll just laugh as I say that, but that's what they would say, butchered their language and taken all kinds of liberty with their language. And so there's not a real acknowledgement that we're actually speaking English there in England. It's rubbish. They're speaking is not English. So there you go. But anyway, I thank you very much for for all of you that from all over the globe that come by and check out my channel and what I'm saying about SoFi and why I think we're at the bottom right here and now. So anyway, as I was saying, when I got over here to my analytics Portuguese, I am waiting now for 775. I'm not buying anything for now. Yeah, we're in a holding pattern here. I hear what you're saying, Spartacus, very much so. And I'm looking also at some of these other stocks that we've had our eye on here recently. Several people have shouted out. So let's go look at one that Cookies has mentioned. And that one is here. Cookie Code. And let's see. Just a touchdown KO. We're going to look at some others because there's been a lot that have been thrown around here lately. And F is another one. It starts with a F. F. What was that one, folks? VFX? Was that it? FVX? VFX? Stock? FVX? Oh, man. What was it? RBLX was one we were brought to a long time back. Let's just go see what that happens to be doing. And boy, I think it really came down quite a bit. Yeah, it sure did. Anyway, that's their quarter from RBLX. All right, VFS. That was it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I knew that it was close. I knew I was close. Oh my. Oh. Nice. Still running nicely and still looking good for those of you that got in on that call. And that was one that we had our eye on Friday, and I believe even on Thursday. There's making nice gains for anyone who happened to be here on this channel and picked up that one that was suggested. The DD Files. Hello, greetings. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much, Spartacus. I got to get over here and remember to hit the likes and thanks and all that good stuff on folks that come by and drop in and see what's happening here on our channel. And what we're watching right now is a bunch of other stocks that we've kind of had our eyes on. And another one, folks, is this one right here, Agro. All right, I've told you about this. I believe that's what Adico Agro. Here it is. Let's go see what it's doing today. Oh, yeah, we're looking good. No problems. No regression there. That's looking very good. And, folks, I think this has plenty of room still for growth, so keep an eye on that one as well. And isn't it interesting that last Thursday, I told wouldn't be surprised me at all to see Friday be a nice gainer in the cross the market after that Thursday rundown. I saw that. It had 93 is the high HIGT. Okay, Spartacus, gotcha. All right, and I know that's a typo. It's high. I got it. 93 is the high. All right. Wow. Man, oh man. Okay, very cool. Good to know. And we go to the 1 month, and we can see right here that it hasn't attained that. And then, of course, then again, we already know Yahoo, when you go into these longer-term charts, they don't really show you the highest highs. They don't do that. They don't. And I think we're at it now. It looks to me like, look at that. Days range, 93. Goodness gracious. Did that thing spike up? That had to have been, I'm guessing, in the early market. Maine is another dividend stock in the portfolio. Okay. MAIN, folks, let's go take a look at it because we've already seen that was a good call. And we're going to take a look now at MAIN. I appreciate it very much because we look for any opportunity we can to strike when the iron is hot. And it's a good idea to do that. So MAIN is we're going to look at now. And there we go. All right. Very important to know all these things, folks. So it's good that we all share together in the wealth and the knowledge and the wisdom. And we're looking at some of these other stocks as well. And some of these, we look at them for certain reasons. And one of them, the reason that I look at this stock here, RBT, folks, and I've been telling you about it since 32 cents about a month and a half, 2 months ago. The reason I'm showing you this stock is come over here and look at the statistics on this company. And what you'll see here, folks, interesting. This is very interesting. Look at the amount of shares held by insiders, 63.49% right there. And look how many percentage of the shares are held by institutions, folks. That is an equation that you need to add, 82 to 63. And you tell me. And so this is why I tell you, and there's hardly any shares short on this thing, folks. It's outrageous. The short ratio, 0.27. And folks, I tell you about this because when you have a stock that has this much ownership percentage and that much inside ownership, institutions and insiders, you might want to get in on this because it has the potential, in my opinion, to double like it did. And if you don't see that, here's the chart. You can see what I'm talking about. I'll go back to the 6-month chart so you can see exactly what I'm referring to. And folks, it was back down here when I told folks about this. All right, you can see. And that was in the middle part of May when I was telling people about Sofi as well. During this time when the price, you see it there, 41 cents, it went all the way down to 32, like I said. And that's where I told everybody right there, this is a stock you might want to get in on. At 32 cents, you would have doubled your money, right? All right, and thank you again for pointing that out. Now, I like to look at some other things once he mentions these stock that Spartacus brings up. Let's go look at their longer term. The 1 year, that's all right, fluctuating up and down in a dip pattern right now, actually, it looks like. And you can see they're showing short-term up, mid-term Yahoo down, long-term up. but we got some very good beating the street expectations that have gone on with the stock, as you can see over here on the right. They've been doing the same thing SoFi has, and it's interesting that I'm not being allowed to scroll down and show everybody this over here on the right. So we're going to try to refresh this page right now because it's misbehaving on us. But then again, like I said, folks, we're having some connectivity problems around here. So I appreciate your being here through my fluctuation of signal coming in and going, because we have a lot of power lines down and a lot of repairs being done in the area from this major storm we had. And so let's get back over here to Maine, and now we'll come down here, see if they're there. We go. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters in a row of beating expectations, and their earnings and their revenue look extremely nice. They're doing very well, and they're prospering. And this is the thing with this down here. You've got 7 dropped to 6 analysts now, but they're most of them are saying hold or buy, only 1 sell. And so Gladstone Capital, Gladstone Investment, there you are, folks. Take a look at it. You can see what they've done. And if you want to, you can go over and take a look at their holders too. Now we're going to do this on ours as well. 315 institutions holding, and Morgan Stanley up there in 3rd place. BlackRock's there with them, same as. Yep. Okay. All right. Looks good. I thank you for showing us that, and it looks promising anyway. It's a little up there in price compared to some others, but then again, it's lower to many others as well, right? So not out of this range, not out of the comfort range of some in our channel for sure. And so thank you for being here and pitching that to us and showing us what to take a look at a little bit more in depth. And the dividend is very good, and the special dividend. Okay, got it. Excellent, excellent. All right. We'll make sure and give the credit where credit's due on those statements. Spartacus, I thank you for being here and sharing it with my crowd, because everybody here, there's one thing we're all have in common. Everybody's desire to buy at the lows and then sell at the highs. And what we're doing today is we've been buying this at the low, and really we haven't seen it moving much off of this little work down. But what we're doing is we're kind of going to be here in consolidation phase, where people just keep gathering, and the ones that don't really want it are turning it over to people who do, the long-termers, okay? So as you can see, everything else that's generally in the same sector as where we are, where it says people also watch over here, they're all just toddling along too. Nothing's making any major move. Nothing is, suffering or gaining in huge regard, and it's to be expected. But right now, though, I still like what I see in the overall market. Making a gain here, gain again. They're subtle gains, but this is what happens, how it starts happening. And slowly but surely, everybody, this starts to gain. More and more people become more confident in this market as we move forward. We know coming into September, October can be a slower time for the market generally as a rule overall. But folks, not with this company, because this company is going to be showing some incredible growth again here on this next profit when they bring out what they've earned. I think they're going to have a very, very good report next time on their deposits. All right, so I need to get a little bit more to drink here, so just give me a moment to step away, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to fill my coffee cup up here. I'll be, like I said, returning shortly. Cha-ching. suspicious to me. They don't call you. They even tell you we never will contact you. All right, very good. I could be wrong. I'm just being very suspicious, cautious, and that's what I want to do. All right, we got a suspicious caller, possibly, and we're just making sure that we don't fall victim to any scam callers saying anything about our bank account. And when they start asking for your information, all you should give them, if beyond your name, is nothing. You don't give out any information to anybody, regardless of what they're telling you on the phone, people. Okay, I know most of you are smart enough to already know that. So, looking at some others here for that are being recommended to us. GSWC. All right, cool. I'm gonna try them all on for size. GSWC. And folks, you know, this is how, and I think I've actually looked at this. It seems as though I could be. I got the wrong one. GRWC. That one's affordable. But no, let's see here. I think I'm going to have to go over here and turn my volume down. I think I might be getting an echo. So let's do that. There, that's probably much better. We'll avoid that echo. And hopefully you can still hear me, right, folks? I didn't just kill my feed. Let me go make sure that nope, yeah, I see my audio mic is fine. So I'd had to turn that volume down because I might have been getting a bit of an echo. Hopefully that went away because I know that can be very nerve-wracking. And so hopefully that's now not existing if it was before even. And but we do have everything set up where we want them here with the display capture under here. But let me try this again. GSWC. GSWC. And see if that gives us a search. GSWC. Right? EU zone is very slow on the way down in inflation. Eurozone, okay. American States Water Company. What the heck is happening here? Going backwards. I'm looking for this one right here, folks. CSWC. C. That's probably what it was. WC. CSWC. There we go. Capital Southwest Corporation. There you are. We pulled you out of here. And these are not big, huge growth volume stocks, folks, as you can see here. They just, they're very moderate. And we're going to look at the longer term on that one. Yep, it's been in a little bit of a, wow, definitely a double bottom there. You can see there's no question about when it was at 21.37. But folks, look at that. That was in August, and we're at 21.99. So this is going to be one that you get into for the long term. Year to date, probably yes. See there? That's nice. Now, one of the things that you want to look for here, folks, are these similarities. So let's just look at where the price was right here on this stock. It was at 1860. And what were they able to pull it down to? Right here, when it hit that low, 1860 to 1736. Okay. So let's just say 1740. So about 84 cent pullback. What was this pullback right here? $19.99 or $20 to 1886. That's $1.20 for folks. $1.20. What was this pullback here? 22.51 to 21.35. $1.15. Almost the exact same pullback right here, folks, as this number to this before this thing launched from 18 to the high that it just hit of 22.48. All right? It's not a G, it's a C. Yep, I got it. Yep, I like that. I like the way that looks. I like this. Definitely like the similarities between each of these downward moves, and also, it's ironic that they get these little sideways jig-jag saw blading, and then they drop off. And then we saw that saw blading and a drop off, and then boom. So that looks very similar. Those look like a little bit of history repetition, and I like it. So the good call on that one, CSWC, folks. Spartacus pulls another one that looks very promising. from the history of the charts. And what I want to do now, though, let me get over here. I don't want to get too far off of our stock that we're concentrating on, and that is SOFI. And so what I want to do here is go to my bookmarks right now. And I want to thank you for being here and giving me this information. It's good to keep these things going, and we have people that can prosper as well from this. We're going to bookmarks, and we're going to SOFI institutions here, okay? And here we go. How would you have ever guessed that now 696 institutions are holding positions in SOFI? What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? More and more institutions coming in on this stock. More and more. Goodness gracious. I want you to know something kind of cool. This thing that I have in my hand right here, I didn't know what it was. It sat in my pawn shop for almost 10 years with everybody taking guesses. No one could determine it. We did Google searches. We tried everything under the sun. Give you a chance to see if you can tell me what this is. I put a video of it on YouTube 2 days ago. It's had 9,000 to what I'm holding in my hand here. And you wouldn't believe some of the, if you read on the YouTube channel, some of the things about this. It says, "What is this contraption?" is what I titled it. What is this contraption? We'll give you a chance to see if you can identify it. And just some fun we have while we're here on the channel. And yeah, now we're going to go over here to institutions, because guess who's keeping track of them? Me, of course. I got institutional ownership. I got institutional owner here. Yep, we've seen an increase of 2 more now since 8/25. All right. So congratulations to whoever the institutions were. 828. Now number has grown to 696 institutions and 642 long on lease. So the 2 additional institutions that just came aboard, going long, not shorting the stock. Still only 22 against 642 going long on this, folks. Smart institutions doing the right thing with their money, putting it where the money is flowing to. And then the long and shorts is still at 32. So they take advantage of days when news pops and it jumps 20-25%, and they sell, and then they're shorted their long positions, and then at that numbers where they sell, they also short, then continue to add to their shorted, and they're making a fortune off of this. I've already proven to people by going back to the history of the trading of this stock, and it's pretty fascinating, folks, when you look at this. Spartacus, you might not have caught this, but I was showing people that if you had owned SOFI stock back since October the 31st of last year, and you had bought it and owned it for $5.44, which the price was on that day at closing on the 31st, and if you had sold this stock the next day at the high of $6.47 on the earnings report on November 1st, 2022, you would have made 15.9%. Now, if at that price you sold it, you shorted it, it fell from on 8 days from 647, it fell 23% to 494. Now, if you shorted that and then you decided I'll go long at 494, now you've gone from a 15.9% gain from when you owned it to selling it at the high to then buying it at the low, and now your gains have gone up. And then now if you were to from 494 on the 9th, within 6 days later by 11:15 it was back to 613, a gain of $1.19. You would have made 19.41% gain. And then from that price 613 on 12/7, that was from 11:15 to 12/7, 3 weeks later, the price had dropped again to 4.24, the lowest that it's ever been, by the way, 4.24. And that was the date. I did that tracking for you. And I do all this so you don't have to, folks. And then you can have the true history on this stock. From 4.24 after 12/7, it took almost 2 months to February the 2nd. So it was a month and 3 weeks later, the price had gone from 4.24 back to 8.24, a 48.54% gain. Whoa! Right? Oh man, nice. Now you'd have been up 138% from day one by that point. And then if you happen to have, when it got to 824, you shorted it, it fell to 566 within a month and a half. That was from February 2nd to April 26th, 566. And that, folks, would have been a 31% gain of the drop from 8.24 if you shorted it down to 566. And now you'd be up 169%. Then, if you happen to have decided that at that price, 566, you wanted to go long, then before the earnings call, the day of earnings call, it went from 566 up to 654. You would have made a 13% gain. Then you'd be up 183%. If after that, however, you could wait 4 days, it went from 654 back down to $4.59, folks. That's a 29% drop, and you would have been up 212% by then. If you went long after $4.95, it went high to $5.60 within 1 week. You would have made 18% more. You'd be up 230%, 0.93. Now, if you had taken a short position at $5.60, then within only 5 days, it went from $5.60 down $1.15 to $4.45. That was C Day, Chiaverini Day, 5/15, and that was also the date that on 2 dates, 5/4 is when CEO Anthony Noto bought a bunch more SoFi, and then on that date he bought more, and he bought more on the 17th. Folks, he was buying in at $467.5 per share, and I was too. This was the time. This was the time to be getting in, and then I was telling people after that it was time to get in. After 5:15, that's when I started my videos. And then, by the way, you'd be up at that point 251% on this stock. And if you had gone long from the David Chiaverini 445 price, within, folks, less than 1 month, you would have made a gain when it went to $10.23 from 445. And by the way, that 445, David Chiaverini, that analyst, he was a horrible analyst, and he was calling for a price of $2.50 was his target on this stock. $2.50. So just think of people that shorted it when it was at 445, thinking it was going to continue on down. And they were the same people that were shorting it, by the way, at $16 when the shorting began. When the shorting all began was at around $16. I've shown you folks that on the long-term chart, and you can see it very clearly right here if you go to the 1-2-year chart. And right here was the price when they really started coming heavy on this thing. And look at all the red volume. At IPO, that swung from 14 to 24 to 14 to 24, and then, man, after $16 right there, look at all that red that came in to short this thing down to almost non-existence, folks. And they started at 16. They were still shorting on that day, Chia Pet Day, and they actually got it down to 445. They were shorting at that number. Now their average short, my guess, is around $7 to $8. And that's why they're in a hole and they're in a bear trap. That's what my call is, and why we're going to see this continue to ascend from here. And some of them got out when they got it down here just a week ago at 789. The smart ones did. Look at it going on up, folks. Called 824 the bottom today, now 826. Congratulations if you were coming in there when I said 824, and I want to thank you for being here with me, everybody who's dropped in, and all those that are listening to what I have to say, because what I'm showing you is by, at this stage of the game, by Chiaverini Day, if you had owned this stock and you had sold it at every high and you had gone short and then bought it at every low and went long, by Chiaverini Day, you'd be up 251%. After his downgrade, the price was up within less than 1 month from the low of $4.45, folks, to $10.23, up $5.78. And folks, that was a 56% gain, and now your gain would be at 307% on this stock if you had bought at every low and sold and went short at every high. Now, after the 1023, from 614 was the date to 623, 9 days later, the price had dropped to 77.71, and the price had dropped 24%. That's another 24% gain. If you shorted, you'd now be up 331%. And folks, all these numbers that I'm talking to you about can be verified right here on the screen. Every number, there's the 1028 right there. And then I say, well, what did they short it down from 1028? Well, I say that they ran it down from 1028. And I wrote 1023. I should change that on 614. That was August 2nd. That's why. May 14th. Now we're going to go to June 14th. There it is, 1023. That was it. So from that number, 1023, as I said, they ran it down, and that was from 445. And I show you that right here, which was just a month earlier. 445 was down here, believe me. So I'm telling you these numbers, and they're all 100% true. They've been checked out. I don't tell people misinformation. I tell them the truth. And so once they got it up to 1023, they had made, as I said, 307%. From 1023, it fell to 771. So let's just make sure that we're right on this. Here's the 1023 right here. We'll find it back here again. There it is. And then we're going to find 771 for a low over here. I guarantee you the 780. There it is, 771. I'm confirmed on June the 23rd, 771. And the price had dropped 24%. Now they would be up 331%. If they went long from 771, look how long it took to go back up to 1013. It was on the 23rd was 7, very nicely to the price was from 1023 to 771 back to 1013 down to 894 on 727. So 894. And folks, they've just been swing trading this to the point that, as again, if you had been doing this by now, you would be up 493% to this date as of Friday. 493%. And I got my friend Double K calling me. Hold on. Yes, sir. We are up and we are live. So you're calling in mid-show, my friend. I don't know if you want to be part of it. We were at the bottom at 824 on SoFi. Price now 828.
Okay.
Yep. When I came on, the price was 824. And we're just talking about the history of the prices, and I got it all mathematically figured out. And it's pretty cool to see how much this stock has moved up and down and up and down, and how much you could have made if you bought it at every high, sold it at every high and went short, and then you bought it at every low and went long over the last 2 months since the earnings call, 3 earnings calls ago. And I did the math, and dude, you would be up 493% today on SoFi if you had owned it as of the 31st of October in 2022. So in only that amount of time, in less than a year, in 10 months, you would have made 493% gain if you had, because this thing gets moved around a lot. Listen to this. On 1031, it was at 544. After earnings, it went up 15% to 647. And that was on the 1st of November 2022. So that was a 15% gain. And then within 1 week, they had it made it drop 23% from 647 to 494. So they made it a 23% drop. From there, within 6 days, it had gone back up 20% on the 15th. By 1 month from then, 3 weeks later, it had gone from 613 back down to 424. That's a 30% difference. Then it went from 424 on 12/7. It took 3 weeks, or a month and a week, to February 2nd, and it went from 424 up $4, a 48% gain, 138% you'd be up from day one. Then from February 2nd to May the 26th, so 2 months, 2 weeks, Price went from 824 all the way down to 566, down 31.31%. Oh my God. Then they took it from 426, May 26th, to only freaking 1 week later. Earnings came out up to 654, up 13%. At that point, you'd be up 183%. If they shorted it at 654, then they made it drop after earnings in 4 days. 30%, 29.8%. You'd be up 212 at that point. If you went long at the 459, they ran it up to 560. That's an 18% gain. It's crazy. From 560, David Chiaverini downgraded it to 250. It went to 445. That's a 20.5% drop. And there from 445 within 1 month, from May the 15th to June 14th, the price went up $5.78, up 56%. And by then you would be up 307%, Carl. And then from that price at 1023, they made it go to 771, and that is a 24% gain, and that was only in 11 days or 9 days. And then within 4 days, they made it move from 771. Within a month and 4 days, or no, it was in 3 weeks, the price had gone to 719 was the date. It had gone up from $7.71 to $10.13, up 23%. Their total gains from day one would be 355% at that point. And then from that price, $10.13, they were amazingly able to run it down in only 8 days to $8.94, an 11% gain, puts them up 367%. They made it